Bar-Tal Sports Guys show, NFL show, Carolina Panthers NFL show with myself and Alex Bryant. So I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Shaked Bar-Tal Sports Guys show, NFL show, Carolina Panthers NFL show. This is the show for the Carolina Panthers fan, but also for NFL fans in general. The show where on Sunday, which is next Sunday, and onward to the playoff and Super Bowl and off season, we will have shows, live score, live reaction, Carolina Panthers, NFL in general, letting you guys know what is going on, what is not going on, what is happening with the Carolina Panthers, and all of the important stuff related to the NFL, Carolina Panthers, sports, football, National Football League. This is the show that NFL fans should definitely come, tune in, and participate. Because even though this is a Carolina Panthers show, everyone is welcome. As long as you're not a troll, you're welcome to come, ask your question. We will make sure to answer it to our best of our ability, Alex and I, and we'll go from there. So this is the show for NFL fans. You like NFL? What's up, Rosa? How you doing tonight? What's up, Radio Damon? How you doing tonight also? So I'm waiting for my co-host Alex Bryant, who is very busy throwing a party tonight at this famous bar in Times Square near Broadway Avenue, I believe. But anyway, I'm doing good. I'm doing good. We speak English on this channel, please. We speak English. What's up, Eli? How you doing tonight? Eli edits. I'm doing fantastic. I hope everyone is having a great Sunday, wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Doing fantastic. Talking NFL with you guys right now. Later on, Vida V. Yes, I do. What's up?
What's up, man?
Seeing you.
Sorry if you're getting any kind of background sound. I don't have my headphones in.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
What's that?
No, so Abdul, yeah, I playing video games, but not right now. 9 o'clock. Anyway, so share the stream with your guest and X so they know that we are live. If you don't mind, please.
Cool.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. So we have a lot of catching up to do because we didn't have a show last week, but it's all good.
Yeah, we've been
So,
busy, man.
yeah, I know. So are the Carolina Panthers. So are the Carolina Panthers,
Right.
which very busy. I mean, they traded Adam Finley away, which I mean, I feel like he was a. I feel like Adam Finley was a selfish brat. That is what I feel like, and
Yeah.
here's why. Here's why. I mean, look at his wife post, which I'm sure he'd approved it. I'm sure he'd approve his wife post. Oh, we want to get out of Carolina. Basically, in short stance. We want to get out of Carolina. It's not where we want to be. We don't like it here. Basically, I'm kind of afraid that's what she wrote. Leading up to the trade, and we want to get out. And Dan Morgan was on the show a couple of days ago. Dan Morgan was on the show a couple of days on WFNZ, not on my show, but he basically stated when the Vikings called, as a former player, I like to approach players. I like to let them know what is going on. I approached Adam, and Adam was very definite. I want to get out of Carolina. I want to get out of Carolina. I want to get out, and I want to leave. So Adam Finland pushed the trade. And then originally, Ante Redfro did not make the roster, but then we had a soft issue with Jalen Cocker, and yesterday Renfro made the roster. So right now, it's an interesting team heading into week one, which by the time we have the show next Sunday, we will know if we are 1 and 0, 0 and 1, or 0 and 0. And the biggest issue that we still have is the $500 bet that you place weeks ago. Is Nick Scott going to be starting? Because if he is, you owe me $500. If it's not,
No,
he's not going to start. You think?
no, no, no way. He's not a starter. I think. I mean, I think it might be Ransom over. Like Ransom looks awesome. By the way, it ain't gonna be Nick. Like Nick Scott is a journeyman. We would look ridiculous if you rolled Nick Scott out there as a starter. He ain't gonna start. Um, but I will say, I all the I've been saying that Adam Thielen's gonna be traded for a long time now because why? Because there's no other 30-year-old on this team. It's nothing but 20-year-old guys. They got rid of um, Jadeveon Clowney. It's just they're going young. And Thielen never, ever, ever made it sense. He's always going to be traded. So I thought that Tillis did a beautiful job of reworking this contract. It ends up saving us cap down the road. How they worked the even though they gave him a raise, it works out better for us as far as void years because what the new contract did, it gave us void years for this year. So it was a beautifully done contract because in my opinion, they decided right then that Adam Thielen was going to be traded because there was rumors that they were already talking to the Eagles about Adam Thielen and that's why they kept 7 receivers. They knew that Coker was going to IR. They knew that Thielen was going to be traded, and the best way to get through everything is because Hunter Renfro was a vet. They told Renfro, we're bringing you back for more money because they only signed him for like 1.5 million. He comes back for I think 2.5 or something like that. So you get a million raise because we get the cap relief from it was just beautifully worked. I think Tillis deserves a lot of credit for this. But they knew that's why they kept 7 receivers. Because I think Canales has only ever kept 5. So we'll see. We'll see what else. I mean, they might cut another one. I don't know if David Moore sticks around. But yeah, we'll see. I think there's still a move or two that they're gonna do. But they kind of showed the long game. They showed the long game that they played, which was just beautifully done. I think Adam Thielen always knew that this was going to be a young rebuild team, and he knew that there wasn't a place for him. And I think that he's kind of got impatient when you say he forced his way out because they were wanting too much for him when he kind of was promised that he was going to get moved. And I think that all's well that ends well, and it worked out in the end. And
Right,
and, and good on Dan Morgan for pushing for the best possible deal.
right. To make valid point always, and I mean, here's the deal. What I don't like about Finland, I mean, didn't he a couple of months ago stated when he came back, "Oh, I'm very impressed with Bryce and all of that." I guess that was a bunch of BS. That
I think
was
I think I think it wasn't BS. I think he is impressed. I think he just wants to. I think that this is his last year, and he doesn't want to be on a team with a bunch of 20-year-olds, and it's not the vision of this staff. So I think it's a little. I don't think I think he's right. But I think it's a little also smoke and mirrors as well that he's happy here and that he doesn't want to be traded. But I think the game for both of them all along was to be traded.
But let me play you devil advocate. You're saying we're a young team, and I get that. But the Vikings, the last I saw, they have a quarterback who is not taking a snap yet in the regular season. So it's not like
Mhm.
he's going to a team that is Super Bowl champ right away. They might be very good. They might not even make the playoffs because the Packers got the best defender in the NFL, Micah Parsons. So that
Yeah.
so in a
But
way,
regardless, he's home. I mean, he's always going to retire in Minnesota. Even if they're not a contender, he gets to be home. His wife wants to be home. His kids want to be home. Like I think that the goal was to get him to. I think the goal, honestly, and the reports were about this, was to get him to the Eagles. I think he wanted to make a Super Bowl run, but the Eagles ended up going. They ended up getting somebody from who did they end up trading for?
Mitchell,
Uh,
Mitchell, Mitchell, Jalen
Messi,
Mitchell.
yeah. They ended up getting they ended up getting Messi instead. But I think that he was on. I think Thielen was on the table, and I think his second. I think the secondary option was to go home to the Vikings, who are they made the playoffs. Like they're a playoff caliber team. They had top five defense in the league and an outstanding offensive mind and a coach. And they're ready to win if JJ McCarthy can do anything.
Right. And in my opinion, and this is last thing about Finland in general, my opinion, unless you have a family emergency, eh, and you have to be close to your family, stay, or you're dealing with a cancerous type of a owner or GM or coaches or players, just stay with the teams that you are with. Then you can always retire and sign a 1 day contract with the original team and all of that because it really make you look like a selfish brat. It really is. It really it really is. Now, anyway, so one player that you were wrong, animate that will not make the roster, and he did. Bryson Terran.
And you know what? This happened with Coker. He made the original roster and then he got sent to the practice squad. I'm not positive that he does make the roster before game one. I mean, he might. I'm saying, but like I think this could be a very Coker-ish move. We'll see. Um, but usually by game one, Canales only carries five receivers, and if you're saying that he's carrying uh, XL, Tet, Horn, Renfro, and Moore. I don't think that more either Moore or Tremaine. I think is the odd man out here. Um, I don't know if they go in with six receivers. Canales is traditionally a five receiver type of guy, but maybe I mean I think there's still a move that could be made here. They have so much cap space that could be the long play where they carry it into next year, but that Tillis doesn't seem to traditionally do that. We'll see. I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see.
No, I mean, but
But he did
which
make the original. You're correct about that. He did make the original roster, which was a very big surprise to me.
which honestly, he looked impressive, which is why I wasn't shocked. He looked impressive when he had the chance. Of course, we couldn't see the practice, but game wise and FanFest, he looked like a star. And also another one who I predicted will make the roster, Jimmy Jr., which you
Yeah,
said
yeah.
he might be cut. And I'm predicting because of the Coker injury, the Tinlin trade, is going
Mm.
to put up bigger numbers than people anticipate.
Yeah. I didn't say that he wasn't going to make it. I was like, he could be because the biggest value that he has is
Kick.
returning kicks, special teams usage. So it looks like he's going to be special teams. Um, but yeah, no, we kept. I did. What another thing I said is that I think we kept at least 10 rookies, and we kept 11. So that was pretty good. That was a pretty big call. So if that doesn't tell you that we're going young, then nothing will. I mean, we got 11 rookies that made the roster, and I think the only 30-year-old on the roster is. David Moore. So I mean,
More, I believe,
like
is 27. I could, I
oh,
think, yeah,
and Moten and yeah, I'm talking about skill players.
yeah, you're right. I mean, they're all. I mean, Dan Morgan and Taylor's and the entire scout, basically everyone who was drafted, they kept him. They made the roster, which a lot of
Which I
teams can.
predicted. I predicted in April. By the way,
So I guess you all sitting in the scouting room back then, and you watched him and you gave him advice. No, I mean that is a great call. That is a great call. Also, they kept an undrafted linebacker, Mountain,
which I predicted. By the way,
and Corey
and
Dalton.
Fitzgerald, which I predicted. By the way,
Yeah, and Corey Dalton, a great pickup. We got a stud at at cornerback. Uh,
and when everybody's concerned, we didn't draft a cornerback. I'm the one that sat here and said, "Look at the guys that they got undrafted," because there was so many that fell. That's why I said that Dan Morgan played this draft perfectly because he saw what the rest of the teams were doing, and he picked based on that. And all these corners fell to undrafted, and he was like, "I'll get one. I'll get one of those guys." It was beautifully done by Dan Morgan, and it really needs to be reiterated. That's why that's why I was bought in with him, because it's not only who he drafted, which you see they all made the 53-man roster, is that how he did it, because like everybody was upset about not drafting a cornerback. Everybody came on in, why did we draft another running back? Watch out for ETN, he's gonna be a stud. And then why didn't we draft a corner? And I said, because look at all the corners that dropped, and they kept dropping and they kept dropping and they kept dropping. And he said, I'm going to spend money in the undrafted free agent market. And he got two guys that were really strong, and one ended up being a stud in Corey Thornton. It's just beautifully played by him.
right, but I mean to play devil advocate, as great of the jobs that they've done drafting, undrafting, they did a terrible job at quarterback. At top stream. I mean, Jake Plummer can put an application to join your bar as a professional plumber. I mean that.
That's why they went and got Hooker. They went and got Hooker.
No, I know, but Hooker is 28. It's not like
You
he's a
talking about
young.
third string quarterback now? Like, come on, like, come on, man.
No,
Like,
I know, but here's the deal. You you have a top streamer. You want someone who could potentially step in if something happened to quarterback one, quarterback two. And I'm not sure if Aiden O'Kill can do that.
Dude, if we're on the third string quarterback, we're screwed anyways. Any team that's on the third string quarterback is screwed anyways. It ain't like a third string quarterback's going to come in any team and start winning games. So I think we're okay. And Bryce has kind of been an Iron Man. He doesn't, like, as much as people say, "Oh, I don't know if he's going to last in the NFL." Dude doesn't miss games, man. Like, I think we're fine.
He's a tough quarterback. He's a tough SOB Bryce. I mean,
and
you
and,
only
and and small guys know how to not get hurt. I was a small guy, and when I was playing football, and I knew how to not get hurt. You know, because you're used to getting hurt your entire life, and you just have that sixth sense of like, I'm not going to get in the way of danger because I'm a small guy. So usually small guys don't get hurt unless you're Kyler and you weirdly tear your ACL, or unless you're Russell Wilson and you break your thumb. But Russell Wilson, for the most part, has been an Iron Man. For the most part, Kyler's been an Iron Man, except for a random ACL tear. Small guys don't really get hurt that often.
yeah, you're right. And bigger quarterback like Anthony Richardson,
Always get hurt.
which is
Will Levis, big dude. Cam Newton, like big guys always get hurt, except for Josh Allen, which is crazy how
well,
he never gets hurt.
Cam Newton overall was pretty healthy throughout his career. Outside of the car accident, overall he was pretty healthy, but probably
Oh
because he
yeah,
was.
but he's also he's like kind of like Derrick Henry. He's just like an alien. Uh, but until he lost that athleticism, that's when he started getting hurt.
You're right. You're right. So the biggest you mentioned they have a lot of money. And what's up, FX? Great to see you as always.
Effects.
It's the original name, original name, original name. But anyway, so I got to be honest with you. I'm pissed off that they didn't trade for Micah Parsons. I understand going to say we're in rebuilding. Here's the deal. I feel like we've been rebuilding forever. No, we're not trading Bryce. Unless you're talking about Bryce Terrain. Then yes. Bryce, yes. No, but I mean look at what the Packers gave up. Two first round pick and a 30-year-old Kenny Clark. I mean, I would have given up a two first round pick, DJ Wondon and Ashawn Robinson and call it a deal. And make the
Mm.
so for what are we saving the money?
It's not the money; it's the draft capital. They already showed you what they can do with draft picks, and it's also the star power. I think that they've stayed away from star power because they saw. I mean, Canales is just not popular with vet players, for whatever it is. And I think it's because he like kind of rubs them the wrong way because he's kind of like too like happy go like kind of like how Pete Carroll was when he was first coach. He rubs people the wrong way. So I think they stayed away from Ramsey, Parsons, Xavier Howard. Like he, I think that they want to develop their own and stay away from the big personalities. Like Michael Parsons has his own podcast. I think want to stay away from distractions. I mean, that's been the pretty common element of what they do. Also, I think that they're real. I mean, I think they really believe in their scouting department, and they think that they can build this team the right way. But they do have money. They might have tried. I don't know. I don't know.
Right,
But they're staying away from star power for whatever reason.
like I saw an ex formerly known as Twitter, someone stated that the reason why they didn't go after Micah Paulson, he didn't fit the barrel skills and all of that, which I don't know if that is correct or not, but I mean, I'm guessing they're saving for 2026. Of course, it's way too soon to look at the free agency for 2026 because we don't know who want, what they will need, what they want. But as a fan, it's frustrating me, and I'm sure it's also frustrating you and Panthers Nation in general. You hear everyone say, "Oh, next year, oh, next year." I'm guessing next year we will be here, and they will be mentioning, "Oh, coming up in 2027, the Carolina Panthers will be ready to contend," and then following year 2028, and so on. And in my opinion, enough is enough with rebuilding. Start winning now. I mean,
Yeah.
we are when they charge tickets, they don't say, "Oh, you know what? We are rebuilding. So coming up this season, fans will get in for free." No, you pay the full amount of money. So if we pay the full amount of money, they should be winning now.
So look at Tillis. Look at like I mean, the Chiefs are at the standard, right? The Chiefs are the
Right.
standard. Can you name a pass rusher on the Chiefs defense right now?
Yes, George, forgot his last name. Uh,
Karlaftis is probably the best pass rusher, right? And he was drafted in the end of the first round. And then you have Chris Jones, so they have a dynamite defensive tackle, and they added it with Nandi, so they have great defensive tackles. What did we do? They have great defensive tackles now. They spent a lot of money on their offensive line. What have we done? We spent a lot of money on our offensive line. What do they get? They draft their running backs. We drafted ETN. We drafted Brooks. What do they have? They have receivers on rookie contracts. What do we have? Receivers on rookie contracts. What do they have as at their quarterbacks? They have one really good cornerback, and they draft the rest of their cornerbacks. They do it through the draft, and they spend a lot of time on the trenches, and they get their receivers on rookie deals because they didn't want to pay Tyreek Hill. You got Royals, you got Worthy, you got Rice, and then they get these like random vets like that will take less money, right? That's what I think they're bringing to Charlotte. They're drafting their wide receivers. They're drafting their edges. They're drafting their linebackers. This is exactly what, and then they bring in a star here or there or there or there. So I think they're building the same way the Chiefs did, but the Chiefs took a little bit of time. Um, and then when they got Patrick Mahomes in year two, that they just took off. So I think this year could be like the Alex Smith year of the last Alex Smith year, and then the next year could be the year that everybody takes off. So I think they're building what the Chiefs did do because the Chiefs are the standard of the league until this is from the Chiefs.
No, I mean, this all make points, make sense, but I mean, I know it's previous regime, but let's be honest. When was the last time we had a playoff team in Carolina? 2018.
Yeah, but
So,
yeah, last year was a punt. We had $70 million in dead cap, and they just ate it. So I would say, don't worry about that. This year, I think, is the year that you can start judging this front office.
so
And
you're saying this time?
I think Canales will be the X factor. Are people going to buy into Canales, or are they not going to buy in? I think Canales is, and I've been saying that forever.
So you're saying this offseason we basically had 70 million in dead cap? But
No,
that's
no, the previous year, last year, we ate 70 million in dead cap. This year, we have very low dead cap. We had, I think we had 19 million in dead cap or something like that after who we let go, and I think we have 18 million next year. Uh, we're gonna be just fine with our cap space, and especially if we roll over cap. I mean, we're gonna be in a hell of a situation next year if we don't sign anybody this year.
right. And the Tyler Moten situation, contract extension, which of course we didn't have a show when he signed, which is a great signing, but how is it going to impact the cap next season? I know this season it's freeing up pretty good chunk of money.
Yeah, we can still roll over that cap. For you're asking the right question. Like, we didn't need that space. I think it's more of they wanted to lock down. I think they wanted the flexibility, and they wanted to. Hold on 1 second. What do you need? Jay. Girl, let me see. Do you see her? What about her? She can try to say hello. All right, tell her I'll be out there in a little bit. Yeah. Is she needing it right now? No, she's eating some food. She's fine. All right, I'll come talk to her in a little bit. Sorry, that's why she came. All right, all right. Everything for me.
All righty. What happened in New York happened in New York.
um, uh,
So good.
what was I saying? Yeah, that's the big question is that we did free it up for this year, uh, and we freed up space with Adam Thielen trade. So we're flexible, but it looks like I mean all signs point to we're bringing somebody in from somewhere for something. Um, but if we don't, I mean, it would be a head scratcher if we didn't sign anybody.
Right. And you think they're going to extend Iki?
Um, that's a good question. I don't think so. I don't think so. But it's tough. It's a tough question. I would say 55% no, 45% yes. It's very 50. It's gonna. I think they're in a good situation by giving him a prove a year because
Right.
because on a to pick him a fifth year was smart. Uh, Everybody needs offensive line help, and we would have to extend him next year. But also, even if he doesn't play that well, people are so desperate for offensive line help that they'll trade for Icky.
So speaking of Iki, is dealing with uh, with a the appendix removal. So I'm surprised that they are considering letting Yash uh, start and not Brady Christensen because, with all the respect to Yash, Brady Christensen is a much more better player all around than Yash. So I mean, if Iki can't go, which we will find out on Wednesday or maybe even tomorrow. If he cannot go, then they should definitely play Brady Christensen.
I think that it's more of like who took, because Christensen took snaps and the interior, from what I understand, and Yash has always been the swing tackle. I think it's more about understanding the scheme and the protections, and not who is the best. Because yeah, you're right. Brady Christensen's better, but who can fill in for one game better? I think that might be Yash. If he was out for 4 weeks, then it would definitely be Brady Christensen for sure. But I think for one game, I think that Yash just understands the protection calls and has more continuity with a line, and they're not really that scared of any specific player on the Jags. Um, I mean, I'm not saying that as like a dig at the Jags, but it's not like they have, you know, uh, uh, Joey Boa coming after, like, or Nick Bosa coming after him, not Boa Bosa coming after him. It's yeah, I don't think they're super nervous about the pass rush of the Jags. But you're right. Brett Christians is better. I mean, he should be the starter if it was for a longer period of time.
And if I'm not mistaken, Iki is protecting Bryce blindside.
Yeah, they'll. We're going to run the ball heavily against the Jags. Um,
Do you think
their strength is their secondary and defense, if they have a strength.
if
Bryce
Iki, yeah,
will throw for some yards, but I think we're going to run the ball heavily against the Jags
if Iki
and have a
cannot,
lot of success.
yeah, if Iki cannot go, would you move Tyler Moten to left side and have
No,
someone at right side?
no. I mean, you solidify a position. I mean, he's one of the best right tackles in the league. No,
No, I know, but
you,
to protect his blind side.
no, your play calling is just more. They'll run towards that side of the ball a lot more, make it a lot easier for Yash. They won't. There'll be a lot more 3-step drops. Very unlikely we're going to do 7, 10-step drops. Um, with that, the play calling will help more than under like with that. We're not going to put. We'll play to the strengths of Yash.
And as far as prediction go, since next Sunday, this time we will know unless the game go into numerous overtime, which is impossible. What do you think the score will be? Panthers game.
Panthers 28, Jags 17.
Interesting. I'm
I think it's a
thinking
statement game.
I think 28-24 Panthers game because the Jags. I mean, the Jags are really unknown, especially to us. They're definitely unknown team. We don't know. I mean, I'm presuming Travis Santa will play because he was all out in the third preseason game. I'm assuming he will play. The question is, how good can it be week one, wide out, cornerback, and then what are they going to match him at cornerback? Against whom? Against T-Mac? Against Leggett? Against Rentro? That is the
I think Leggett has a one huge play this game. I would say Leggett has at least a 25-yard plus reception. It might be a bigger play than that. I think it's gonna be a little. I think it's gonna be fun. I think that we're gonna surprise some people. I think this year in general we're gonna go through mental lapses. I think this team's really good. I think that they're gonna come out firing. We're gonna play fast. We're gonna get a lot of sacks. We probably get a couple of turnovers. I think this team is like like a shotgun ready to go off. And then we'll probably be up by like a ton, and then they'll come back, and it'll. I I think we're looking at a double digit win. I think that the Jags are going to be messy. They're a new coach, never been a coach before. He's going to have some pain points. I think we win by double digits.
game could also come down to special team, which at the moment the Jags have advantage. Special team kicking wise, with Cam Stewart Little versus Ryan Fitzgerald, who could he has a very strong leg, no question about it. The question is, will his leg be accurate, or will he
No.
Mr. Cook? That is the big question. And I mean, until the defense proves to me that they are good or better than last season, I'm going to the game with the feel because you want to see them playing great, but you need to see it to believe it.
Yeah. No, I think Brian Thomas gets us, honestly, for one. I think he's gonna. I think we're gonna let a big play go, just because we're gonna have a couple mental lapses, I believe. But I think as the whole game progresses, I think we're gonna just be dominate this team. I think Bryce is just ready to show people what he can do. That doesn't mean that he's gonna have a big stat line, but I think he's gonna just control this game. I think we're gonna control the clock. And I think we're gonna be able to stop the run. I think we're gonna be very impressive this game. But I mean, that's just a guess. We're still the Panthers, so like,
So,
but this is a very 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 talented team. It's just very very young.
yeah, it's very young. Now it's the time for them to learn how to win because that is what they need to learn how to win. If they can figure to learn how to win, they will be they will be very good. So it's all about learning how to close games, how to win the big games, not to let the other team come back. Which I know it's simple cliche, but in the NFL, until you do it consistently, you're going to struggle. And that is the downside about that trade with Adam because he's a vet. He came from a winning organization. So hopefully David Moore, who was with the Seahawks when they were
Yeah.
good,
I just don't. Is he gonna play? I don't know. Like, I don't know. That's weird. He might be like, I don't know. But it doesn't matter. I think we forget how good Derek Brown is. And I think he's going to remind us. I think we forget how good Jason Hornier is, and he's going to remind us. And
but not
Morig
back.
is going to be a dude. We haven't even seen these guys like Wharton. This is a good freaking team. It really is top to bottom and depth wise, and they're all ready to prove it.
But
But
line.
watch out for this team. This is be exciting.
No,
Derek
I'm
Brown is
hoping.
a freaking good player, and he's back. And we haven't seen him in so long, so we forget it. But he's gonna be Chris Jones esque.
Right, which hopefully it will produce more sacks because Crystal Jones get a lot of
Oh
sacks.
yeah.
Derek
Oh
Brown,
dude. Now with Warden, I think they're gonna complement each other so well. And Bobby Brown, it's as long as it's called the correct way, as long as the defensive calls are correct and the offensive calls are correct, the team is ready. It's going to come down to coaching.
right? I mean, but the linebacker, that is a concern. I mean, beside Trevor Wallace, who,
Hmm.
I
They
mean,
love Road Boom, man. I don't know. They love him.
they do. I mean, he was pretty good with the Rams, but just because he had a great one season with the Rams doesn't mean we are looking at a stud linebacker, which unfortunately there are no good free agent linebacker available. So I
Yeah,
guess
it'd have to be via trade. Yeah.
so we'll have to
But we
find
just
out.
traded. We did it before. I mean, we traded for Deion Jones last year, I believe, like in week one. Um, so yeah, I think that's still on the table that we trade for a linebacker or trade for anybody. We have draft. We have more draft capital now. We have plenty of cap room. I I don't see why that's off the table. So I feel like we could see some move by the Panthers. I'm predicting that we still see moves by the Panthers because it just doesn't make any sense that why they're creating all this cap space.
Not unless they're planning to go basically shop at Tiffany 2026 free agency.
It could be, but if they're doing that, that means they don't. If they, I'm telling you, if that's the goal, that means that Canales they do not believe in, and they want to set up the next coach for success. So I mean that's all that says because you're talking about a guy that you're not gonna say Canales, hey, you'd made this dumb move of benching Bryce. You would have been a 1-win coach if you didn't have Bryce, and then we're not going to give you the cap that we have to help you win this year, and then we're gonna wait 2 years to build a team for you to succeed with. I don't think that's the case. I think they do believe in Canales, and I think they're going to try to give them. I think that Tepper wants nothing more than to make the playoffs this year, and thinks that's the best way to win.
No,
But if they don't, that means that Canales is just a dead man walking, in my opinion.
but then
I'm not saying
again,
he is. I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying that's what it would prove if they were like, we're creating all this cap just to roll it up. Because if that was the case, they wouldn't have restructured Moten, because now you're just paying Moten next year more cap. So, and then you have all these void years next year. You're creating void years, and you're pushing Moten to next year. It's like, why would you do all that just to create cap for this year, just to roll it back over? You're like, you're just like, you're just like making moves just to make them. Then at that point,
but to play devil advocate on that, maybe I know we think this is a 9-10 team. Maybe they think inside the building, basically 7-8 wins.
I think
Even
Canales has got to go.
no, I think 7-8 wins will get the Vero fire, not Canales.
Well, Vera's going to be gone no matter what. His contract's over after this year.
Right, but as much as I want them to make the playoff, I think if they win 7-8 games, I don't think Canales should get fired as long as Bryce and the offense play well. Now, if Bryce and the offense play terrible and they still win 7-8, then yeah, Canales should definitely go, and then we'll be looking at the quarterback next season
Yeah,
and draft
but
free
Canales is
agent.
the head coach. He's not the offensive coach. He's the head coach. If he picks a defensive coordinator that's terrible, then he's going to make then that's he doesn't know defense then. So if the whole team, if he wins 12 games in 2 years, so that means he'll be like there's 17 games, and then he's 34. That means he's 12-22 over 2 years, and you're wasting Bryce's rookie contract. And like no, no, he doesn't keep his job if he loses again. That's what the Jets do. That's why the Jets kept solid forever. We don't want to
But,
be the Jets. We don't want to just keep people just to keep people. You
but
got to perform, man. Like I saw freaking the Vikings win 7 games with like weird guys starting at quarterback for them because they didn't have any quarterbacks, and they continue to win. So you can get 7 wins in this league if you're a good coach with a bad team. So if you can only win 7 games after spending $100+ million on your defense this year and drafting defense this year and getting the best prospect we've ever had in Carolina at receiver, and you get Rico Dowdle, and you bring back your entire offensive line. Like if that all happens, like 7 wins ain't enough for Canales to keep his job.
right, I mean, so all valid, excellent point, but remember the Lions, because I think they are following the Lions model. The Lions, they'll still,
Won 9 games.
right, but they didn't make the playoffs. But still, you're right.
Won
So,
9 games. That's what I'm saying. 7 games ain't enough. If he would have only won 7 games, he probably would have been fired.
uh, I
And
don't know.
that's when Aaron Rodgers was in his division. Like
Right, but remember the
and
only.
Kirk Cousins and that Vikings team. Like our division sucks. Like we should win 9 games.
You're right. I mean, I'm hoping we win 9 games. Like, I will tell you here on the radio, they're basically stating as long as, let's say, December, you state the Panthers are in contention, playoff contention, like the NBC and all of that, but they don't make it, that will consider a good season. I don't know if I agree with that, but basically, they stated that will be considered a good season for this team. But wait
That's
a
because we're losers and we're used to losing. So we're like we're willing to say that's enough to just barely lose. Like no, we need to stop acting like our mindsets are losers. We have like a winning mindset. If you can't win, you gotta go. Like that's why we kept Matt Rule for way too long. Like it's just we can't. We got to stop being loser mindset. That's what like we gotta get winners in. And if that if Canales is winning 12 games in 2 years, and he should have only won one game last year because it's his stupidity for him benching Bryce from Andy Dalton, who is he's just a backup in this league, and he was forced to play Bryce Young. And Bryce Young was like, "Oh yeah, look at me, I can be an excellent." You didn't develop this guy. You panicked and benched him. And if it wasn't for him saving your ass, you'd have won one game and been fired last year. So you don't. Yeah, we gotta, we can't just just say Canales isn't the problem when obviously he's been a big problem so far.
Right. I'm full disclosure. I like Canales. I really do.
I like him too. I like him too, and I believe in him. But if he doesn't come through, you don't wait 3 years or 4 years to prove yourself. Because then we're just what are we doing? We're just being the Jets, like with Robert Sala, and we're just kind of consistent losers.
Right. And final point. Hockey. I mean, I'm afraid he's becoming injury prone, which is so
Which
disappointing.
I said already. I said this too.
He has all the, but it doesn't mean this manifestation has to become a reality, my friend, because that is a bad manifestation.
No, it's just a negative. It's just a negative one, and people and just because I'm being negative doesn't mean I'm like just like being pessimistic. I'm just saying that data because all I do is look at data and like the historical data. I watched Will Fuller be excellent year one, but I watched that soft tissue injury, and what did it do? It continued to get worse and worse and worse and worse. I watched Kevin, the guy for the Bears. He was a seventh pick overall. Kevin
Kevin
Smith,
White.
Kevin
Kevin White.
White. Yeah, I watched him get derailed by injuries. I've seen it. We see this over. Look at Lloyd for the running back for the Packers. He's a great talent. Dude can't get on the field because this stuff like it doesn't go away. Soft tissue stuff, it just doesn't go away, and it's a tough reality to come to. Um, but I mean, you can't be 23 years old, and like that's why I keep on saying Thielen. Like Thielen can't give you 17 games anymore. We've already seen the soft tissue stuff come up. Soft tissue. I'd rather you break your ankle than get a bad because it's still his quad. It's consistently his quad. Like McCaffrey, it was always his hamstring. Yeah, you can come back and maybe have an amazing season, but what happened after that? Keeps on coming back to the same issues where she's like, now it's going to his Achilles. If you think that McCaffrey's going to play all 17 games, you're crazy.
So
This stuff is just doesn't go away, especially for receivers that have to start and stop so abruptly.
so there's nothing uh, trainers can do to prevent it or reduce the
Nope,
risk.
nope. It
So
sucks. It just sucks. And it might just be like he's on. I mean, he's on a really cheap deal, so it's like he plays when he plays. And that's what happened with Fuller. They didn't give him a new contract, and that probably is going to be what happened with Coker. He's going to give us really good games when he can play, when he can go. But when he can't, I mean, look at Julio, man. It was sad to the end of his career, like because he just couldn't go anymore. His muscle wouldn't do it. Yeah, what's up? 1 second. I'm on a call. I'm on a call. What's up? Hey, do we have any chemical for the dishwasher? I would ask Santos. Yeah. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. I just now texted him, but I haven't seen him. It would be the stuff. Give me like 5 minutes. Let's take a look. All right.
so
All right,
what
man. I got like
happened?
5 more. I got like 5 more minutes.
So what happened in New York? Stay in New York. But anyways,
Yeah, I'm still working.
the final point. I mean, why are some wideout prone to it, others are not? Because they are all the same wideout. Is there any reason behind it? Is it genetic? Is it?
Genetics, yeah. Genetics, yeah. That's all it can be. I mean, like they all do the same. They all go to the same training. They all have the same doctors. They all have the same trainers. They go through the same dietitians. It's just some people just like
Pro-
how many times has LeBron had to stop? He just started getting soft tissue injuries. Like, it sucks. Like, but you got somebody like Anthony Hardaway or like Brandon Roy, or I'm just say basketball players. It's just the easiest thing for me to think about. They just like keeps the guys that just keep on injury prone is a verb or a reason, like or an adjective for a reason. Like it just it just all. I mean, it sucks. It really sucks. I mean, you can you there are people out there that have one like the one time they get it like it can pop up, but when you're getting it at 23 years old,
Now, the good,
it's
the good news, the good news for Coker is young, so his body could recover faster. I mean, look at Nick Stoughton. Different injury, but collapsed lung, and couple of days later,
that's
he was,
nice. That's not soft tissue.
I
I'm
know,
saying soft tissue is different.
but collapsed lung can take you, I mean, God forbid, can kill you. Collapsed lung, average person, you can die from it. And he was back on the practice field, couple of,
Sure.
so maybe,
Yeah. Pearsall got shot. Brian Robinson got shot. Yeah, you can get hurt, but like soft tissue is a different injury, and it's wrecked so many careers. And it's like look at Christian Watson, man. It ended up like he ended up tearing his ACL because he was trying to not have his hamstring keep getting hurt. It,
hopefully, hopefully they will not rush him and he will come back and hopefully, knock on wood, he can stay healthy because he's someone you want to pull for. Forget about the Panthers, undrafted, and all of that. He seems like a great guy off the field. So it's definitely
sure,
someone you want to pull for, even if you
sure,
want the Panthers.
sure. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree, and I think he's going to do his best. But and this is not me being pessimistic. This is me just saying data wise, he will probably deal with this. It'll be a chronic injury, and if he goes into his second contract, he will probably just be like look at what's the kid that that was on the that he ran like the fastest 40 ever, and he was on the Chiefs. He got like it was like the
Your
ninth pick of the draft. Justin
baby,
Smith, or Justin Ross, Justin Ross.
oh yeah,
Yeah, same thing. You just can't help it. It just sucks. But I will say he plays a lot of slot, so it's not a lot of like long strides. So maybe he can have a career because he's so big and strong. He can get a lot of contested catches. So maybe, but data shows that it's not going to be a long career for Coco.
right. I mean, as long as he can, I mean, let's say hypothetically, the final point. Let's say he played 4 or 5 seasons, you win a couple of Super Bowl. It's still a great career. Still a great career. And you
Or
retire.
the average NFL career is what, like 2 3 seasons? Yeah, of course it is. He was undrafted.
Right. Right. And you will be alright afterwards. So I guess next Sunday, 7:30, we'll see if we are in great mood, bad mood, or the game ended in overtime.
Yep,
That will be fun.
28-17.
And 28-24, we'll see who is right and we'll see if you owe me $500 or not.
Yeah, we'll see.
So see you
All right, man.
guys next Sunday,
Peace.
7:30. Keep pounding. Go Panthers.
Later.